Will Call of Duty die a hero, or has it lived long enough to see itself become the villain? Don't laugh. We'll do our best to see if COD is coming back around on this rebooted bowl of dude soup. It's this thing that lasts long. The music's still going, even though you think it's done.
What if we?
It's got a long tail.
How would you know what show
There we
you're
go.
watching without this?
What if we, instead of
Looks like
the
a World War
whatever
II.
is in the background there, we put in clips of dude soup where we all look miserable?
We're all like this,
So like it just happens to be all shots where we're like,
really tired and staring off
but
into
it's
space.
but
Bags
it's
on the rise.
grayscale, so it's like an indie film.
Everyone bags on that every time. No one's made a different one. I'm the only one. So,
Yeah, I didn't say it was
No,
bad.
Lawrence, you're right. You're absolutely right. Nobody's made it.
Yeah. So take that. Jesus Christ.
Free
Soup-
content.
Dude, yeah, exactly. Dude Soup's brought to you by 3 sponsors. Stitch Fix. Get your personally styled clothing box at stitchfix.com/dudesoup and get an extra 25% off when you keep everything in the box. Bespoke Post. Get 20% off your first monthly box of awesome when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code DUDE at checkout. And also Squarespace. Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. Go to squarespace.com for a free trial. When you're ready to launch, go to squarespace.com/dudesoup to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. All right. Call of Duty. We've done it. This is, no joke, the 16th Call of Duty game
Congrats, everyone.
That's a lot of duties.
that has existed.
It just occurred to me that this episode's gonna kill me because every time I hear an American say Call of Duty, my head giggles.
Supposed to be a little J in there.
We say Judy.
Yeah.
Judy? Call of Duty?
Call of Duty.
Call of Judy?
Call of Duty.
Djibouti.
All right.
You say duty, D-O-O-D-Y.
Yeah, that's what we're supposed
Call
to say.
of Duty.
Call of Duty.
We gotta get
Yeah,
that.
Call of Duty.
The British used to have a little U in there. Or a Y. Little D-U.
D-U-T.
D-U-T.
I don't understand what D-U is. That's do.
D-U-T.
So Call of Duty,
Thank you.
Modern Warfare, is the soft reboot or reimagining. That's actually what they call it.
Reimagining?
And that's what they call it, of the Modern Warfare series. It's being developed by Infinity Ward, and it comes out October 25th, 2019.
Is that the same day as Outer Worlds?
Yes,
I
it
think
is.
it might be.
What creative imperatives do you associate with Modern Warfare that they can reimagine?
Well, let me tell you, Lawrence.
Reality.
Let me tell you, Lawrence, from the single-player campaign, this is on Wikipedia, single-player campaign will be heavy on troubling, realistic, emotional moments, being compared to the thematic elements of the controversial No Russian mission from Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2. That's
Great
where,
mission.
It is a great mission where you go in and basically,
Mow down an entire airport
or
with a
you
machine
don't,
gun.
Or you
Or
don't.
not.
or
Yeah.
you don't.
That was an option.
Yes,
That's
that was
the
an
whole
option.
thing.
Choose to not shoot.
You can choose to play the game wrong is what you're doing
Jesus
there.
Christ.
So half of
Well, you're a sleeper agent, so it's like it kind of makes sense that you wouldn't be opening fire on civilians at that point. Or not sleeper agent.
He doesn't
whatever.
remember.
I know, it was
I
a long
did.
even know
time
what
ago.
that story was
I think
about.
I did shoot them because I thought that I had to also.
Yeah, I didn't, and I was waiting for them to like notice in the
Yeah.
game, which would have been pretty cool. Like, Alexa isn't shooting anyone, but whatever.
They don't know. By the way, this is Jericho. I forgot to give him an intro.
Hi, it's me.
He streams on Twitch, twitch.tv/Jericho.
Yeah,
And what else do you do, Jericho?
that's it. Literally that.
Cool. Got
you
it.
know.
All right.
Comes
Watch a
here
lot of
sometimes.
anime.
We get him out of the house.
not a
for
lot,
Dude soup
I know.
occasionally.
You're a very vibrant individual.
I try to
I
be.
know.
You go on boats and listen to E EDM.
I do. No longer that particular festival. No longer on a boat. They've parked it on an island.
That
That's
sucks.
Firefest 2.0?
No, hopefully.
go?
Except like it's in the Dominican Republic this year, so we'll see how that goes. I've never been.
I've heard really bad things because lots of people are dying. Anyways,
That is
Mama,
true.
can we go?
half of the game. No, I don't want to go. Half of the game, Call of Duty Modern Warfare, has been described as having morally complex choices. This is my favorite part. And the narrative has resulted in making several playtesters cry.
They've been honing in on this point every single time they bring it up, and they're like, "By the way, playtesters sobbing,
They're-
like beside themselves."
making-
We were
people-
behind them, beating the shit out of them, but that's irrelevant. They
Making
cried.
people cry. The plot will feature a unified narrative across the campaign, co-op, and multiplayer mode. So apparently the entire thing is about
Is
this
all part of the
one
campaign.
specific single player.
I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, that's always been true to the extent that like this Call of Duty features a soldier in World War II, and the multiplayer is also in World War II.
Yeah.
I don't really. Whatever. I'll leave my cynicism behind.
Hold up, why is the word pedophilia listed in there?
Whoops.
Wait.
We're talking about pedos.
Some controversial aspects of the game were removed
Oh,
prior
yes.
to its release as the developers were unsure how
So
much.
This man
developers-
has the cure to cancer, but he's also a kid diddler.
There's an
A
interesting
Russian
point.
soldier ponders handing over a captured girl to his commanding officer, implying pedophilia.
So what Alana's reading is from the
Wow.
Wikipedia, and what happens is they're saying that they were
Jesus
basically
Christ.
pushing the limits in this game. So they were trying to come up with things to offend people.
Call of Duty, it's turned 16, and now they're really trying to hone in on this edginess. They're
Exactly.
like, what can we do?
It's like when you turn 16.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm okay with it. Did you want to read more? Or do you
No,
wanna
it's
get into
fine. Go
this?
ahead, please. Yeah.
Because it doesn't seem like they're just trying to be edgy to me. It seems like it's actually trying to be real. Which
That is right.
I love Spec Ops, and that game is real and brutal in a way that makes you uncomfortable, but I really like it because it confronts you.
Yeah.
I don't know that Call of Duty has ever proven that they can do this before, and I think especially with stuff that's related to the military, that can be really difficult. But I want that.
Well, they did say that. They said that their game, which we all hate this quote, but it was ripped from the headlines. They said that they were basically making the game around headlines, so things that happen in real life.
See, that's kind of gross.
I think it's going to be like eluding stuff. So they specifically called out the London terrorist attacks, and I don't think that they're going to just copy paste the same situation, but I think they're going to acknowledge that like this is a very real thing that's going to happen. Maybe it's not in London, maybe it's in New York City, which I think is better. It's just the way they said it does seem like, all right, we're going to recreate all these tragedies. You can play
we're
through
gonna
them.
make money.
They're not going to do that. They did say that everything's going to be fictional. So fictional characters, fictional places.
Yeah,
Okay,
fictional country.
that makes it tasteful.
Yeah. So it's not like London or New York or whatever else. They're not going to make it a 1-for-1. Yeah, it's just so everybody's aware, because I don't want anybody to think like we're misrepresenting Call of Duty, because we're not. They're making a fictional game. This isn't. It's based in real life, but nobody's real.
I think I'm very on board with that.
It sounds cool to me.
I know one of the controversies surrounding this at E3 was that IGN made a video about like wondering if they pushed it too far or something, and then a bunch of like veterans made response videos because everyone loves getting angry at IGN, and that was a whole thing where they were like, IGN's a bunch of pussies, but it sounds like IGN was almost saying it in a complimentary way. Some people felt like they didn't like it, but I think that means it's a good piece of art.
Yeah.
If something is that divisive in a way that I don't think anyone was saying it was cheap or that it was offensive. It was just like, yeah, it's brutal and I don't want that in my game. I want fun. And I feel like that's cool if that's causing that conflict.
You know, like going to see Dunkirk, right? Which is like they wanted it to be realistic to an extent, right?
But the film wasn't funny.
Yeah, it's like, well, okay then. It's kind of nice to have that refreshing. It's not arcadey or as arcadey as it used to be, presumably. No, none of us here have actually played yet, but we will today.
Yeah, you're going today.
Going tonight,
Well, it's the multiplayer today.
Right. So we'll see how
okay.
whatever the crossover they've said from like single player grittiness to multiplayer. I just think it means more gore. Like more, they're not gonna try and sugarcoat it where you get blown up by a mine and your guy just like falls down.
Yeah, does the can like twirl animation?
Yeah, exactly. No matter where you get shot in the leg, twirl.
Yeah. I love that stuntman fall.
Yeah.
Yeah, we should, precursor to this podcast is today. So we're recording this on a Tuesday. It's airing on a Thursday. Today, you three are going to see Call of Duty Modern Warfare.
Yeah.
So
I'm
we don't-
actually not.
Lawrence
For
is
other
not.
reasons.
Oh, okay, Lawrence is back.
There's a scheduling conflict, but
Understood. But either way,
Bitch of a
you guys are
scheduling
going to see it. So
Yeah.
we're at this point where you kind of like speculating a little bit. I'm actually just trying to get to the main question, which is how can Call of Duty reclaim its glory days? I don't know that it can, but how can it? Because I know that this is the challenge in front of Infinity Ward right now. They come to Infinity Ward and they go, you have the biggest franchise in the world, but it's not selling well and it hasn't been for years.
Yeah, can we
What are
give
you
the
gonna do?
stats behind that for people who
Yeah,
don't know?
absolutely. So in terms of sales, Call of Duty sales, oh, go ahead.
I was just going to say, I think a lot of people still think Call of Duty succeeds no matter what every year and sells like crazy every year, but it's
I
not.
still don't
It
think that it's
does.
not succeeding.
No,
You know what
it
I mean?
sells a
Like,
ton.
Still
just
profitable.
comparatively
So-
speaking, you're right.
Just anecdotally, Black Ops 4 sold or made $500 million in like 3 days last year when it first released. So it's a ton, but it's nowhere near the Call of Duty glory days. Infinity Ward, actually, the developer themselves peaked COD sales back in 2011.
gotta sign into Statista, bro.
Oh no! I didn't have to do that.
$49 a month for a
Holy
premium
shit.
yeah, I
account.
think too many hits from this IP or something.
But anyways, Infinity Ward peaked COD sales back in 2011 with Modern Warfare 3. So that's when Call of Duty had peaked. They sold 30 million units, and it's been a steady decline since then. Black Ops 4, so that was 2011, was Modern Warfare 3, and Black Ops 4 is 2018. That sold half as many units. Sold 14 million units, which is great. But again,
Comparatively speaking, not that
comparatively
great.
speaking,
Yeah.
so since 2011, it's been a bell curve. It's been all the way down.
Yeah, and I know I look at like all the companies' earning reports and presentations that they give to their investors and everything, and I know that Activision specifically has this thing where they care about the cost of a video game versus the time playing it. So they like gave this full presentation that was, well, if you go see a movie for 2 hours and it costs you $14, that per hour cost is way better for people who are making movies, whereas for us, people can put like 100 hours into Call of Duty, but it only costs them $60 and it doesn't equal out. And I know that they are obsessed with trying to monetize like every minute that you play those games. So maybe they're not as worried about sales and are a little bit more worried about how to monetize the individual player's experience on an ongoing capacity.
Yeah, so I mean, I'll cut to the chase. How do you think they can do that? How do you think they can actually imagine selling more than 14 million units last year? How can they do that with Call of Duty Modern Warfare?
I like as a fan, like I grew up playing Call of Duty, and that's where I got my start on YouTube and creating content. As when I was younger, trying to get my parents to let me buy a game like that because they were a little bit on the stricter side. Like I had to go out of my way and be like, it's war. It's like more historical than than whatever. And so trying to put myself in the mentality of like a kid, 16 years old, trying to go get, or even younger, 14, let's say, to get their parents' permission for this. And it's just like all you've been reading is like this nitty gritty, brutal Call of Duty game. Gonna be a tough sell. Whereas you have games like Fortnite that are not only free, but like it's a cultural shift. People, like the kids are growing up thinking Fortnite, this is gonna be terrible, but like Fortnite is the new Call of Duty or Halo or whatever.
For sure.
So I think it's gonna be tough to sell more units, but I think what they can do is monetize better per user, whether it's like, I'd be interested in seeing the ROI, the return on investment on like an individual person buying the game now versus Call of Duty 4 when there's only 2 map pack DLCs and that's it. Now you have microtransactions. Like, are they making the same amount?
I don't know.
They are probably making more because that is their strategy shift. So I know they actually aren't that worried about sales, which might be part of why they've gone with this gritty thing. They're like, we want to get it in headlines. We want people talking about it, so we'll get some people in. But for the most part, we just want to make sure we monetize those players' experiences. If we're trying to make it more grounded or realistic, maybe we can emotionally hook people to make sure they keep playing or something like that.
Lawrence, you've talked about Activision's strategy when selling physical copies versus like monetizing users and stuff
for
like
some
that.
reason they're just not into microtransactions. Well, not to that tune, not to that extent. They're weird. They're very, very attached to their box product, and I don't know why. It's interesting too hearing you guys.
For so long.
Sorry?
It's done so well for them for so long.
I think that might be part of it. They just have a business model they believe in, and sometimes getting people to shift their business philosophy can be very difficult, especially when it's worked. But to have you guys both explain the various angles of it, now I'm starting to realize that it's actually a pretty smart play. So to what you were saying, to own the world, you need something that's free and age appropriate for everybody.
Right.
That's Fortnite. So either you compete with Fortnite by making Call of Duty free to play and rated E, which is not really Call of Duty anymore. Or you go the other way and try to snare somebody in their mid to late 30s who has a lot of disposable income. So you make a smarter, more adult Call of Duty that has more interesting themes that people can talk about. It's got some headlines that get some more adults talking about it. Then you get somebody with disposable income playing Call of Duty and they have a lot of money to throw at microtransactions. That makes sense to me, and now I start to see the thinking behind this particular product. But it's so weird to like try to do whale economy behind a $60 box purchase. And it's frustrating.
And it is
to me, too.
$60. It's not for like. There's been a couple games that
It should probably be more. Like
it should.
Black Ops 4 had 3 games in it.
Yeah.
And it cost $60, which is wild to me.
They
It didn't have
monetized the hell out of
single
it.
player,
They did.
No, it didn't
It
have.
was
It didn't have
zombies.
single player.
Multiplayer zombies
Multiplayer.
and Blackout.
Blackout.
That's right.
Which I thought individually those were all fairly complete games on their own.
Yeah.
Blackout in its own right. I know battle royale games kind of ran the gamut here, but like
Blackout was awesome.
in its own right
was really
stood
great.
up for. I think they ended up selling it for like $25 standalone towards the later cycle. But like we're talking about competing with like a PUBG, which was $30 until recently, and it's like, well, one is inherently a good game, and one is a pile of coding, right? So it's like, it's when you look at it objectively, I do think they could charge more, and that's always been that classic argument. Like, well, you're getting, games have stayed $60, but you're getting so much more content and so much more
But
art.
so many more people are buying video games.
Yeah, the market
I
is
think
huge.
the $60 argument, when people like give it in favor of publishers, is crazy. They're still making so much money that I'm like, I don't think we need to raise the prices of video games.
I'm
No.
fine with that also not happening, but
For me, it was just in a vacuum, the amount of content versus the amount of money.
see what
you
you're
pay.
saying.
That's it.
So to your point, there are lots of things that they're changing with this. The first is no season pass. So they've said no season pass.
But it's got to have like a Fortnite thing to it, right?
I mean,
so no season pass is different than a battle pass, and somebody might correct me. The season pass, I believe, used to be a way that you could get all access to all the maps that they would have, and then a battle pass was a way to get unlockable cosmetics and whatever. Could be wrong, but that stood out that they made it.
Well,
That's what they did in Black Ops 4.
Well, they
and
did.
like same thing where you can buy the like elite pass that gives you more gold bars and better patches and like tinfoil skins.
Now, I'm not saying they're not going to do that, but the way they phrased it was the team is eliminating. This is from Activision via PC Gamer. The team is eliminating the traditional season pass so that they can deliver more free maps and content, as well as post-launch events to all players.
See that
all players is the key.
Yeah.
That
Yeah,
is.
they don't
We don't
wanna
want to
fraction
segment
that
our
sounds like
audience.
they're gonna keep the monetize, which they of course they are in the cosmetics, right? But they're gonna keep the free DLC stuff coming, which is like all I want as a casual player.
It's actually kind of nice. I actually like that strategy more than buying a season pass for content I don't know exists or if it's good.
Right.
I haven't bought for the last couple of Battlefields, and I used to do that.
I
because
always
was just
think
like,
about
this is worth it.
the Left 4 Dead versus Left 4 Dead 2 fiasco, where they basically just made the same game with 4 different maps, and it just completely split the community
And it
in
was
half.
awesome. I wish
Great.
I wish that could happen more. Like just here's more of this thing. And like we're Doom 2016, I was crossing my fingers that a year later they just put out a campaign map pack. Just like here's more Doom.
Well, that's the argument with Left 4 Dead was always, why didn't you just put 2 in 1? Because you split the community and it screwed things
it
up
takes
online.
time to make stuff.
No, I just put the thing in the other thing.
I guess.
Use the same assets.
I can see that, like porting the one maps into 2, so it's the same matchmaking.
Yeah, that was
pool.
the issue.
And like Battlefield, like you mentioned, Bruce. Boy, if you get a season pass and you try to do any of the DLC maps, you match with about 5 people,
I hate it.
and that's it.
I hate it.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's tough. It makes a lot of sense to keep the player base vibrant to make those packs free. It's just weird to me because like after $60, people just don't want to pay money for skins. It feels like. So
Unless they play the game all the time.
yeah,
Like that's unless they play
Yeah, I think that. I mean, I guess I'm not like a whale, but I'll buy like $40 in cosmetics I have for like Destiny 2, etc. Knowing full well that I'm not going to play this game in a couple weeks. But you're right in that if I've already spent money, even if I got like a press copy, I'm still like hesitant to put more money into it when I've already, used up what you could argue is like 2 months, 3 months, or whatever battle pass wise of a Fortnite content,
Right.
And all these skins. I also think it's unfair to compare it to Fortnite. They've kind of perfected that like continuous asset like money grab scheme there. So it's kind of like
I mean, they constantly give them content though. Like
Yeah,
the game's
every
updated
week.
Well,
super
they're I
aggressive.
mean, like Epic has been obviously they've been accused of crunch, but it's like one of those things where like they are pumping out content and no other battle royale's doing it. Like they're doing it exactly the right way.
Apex is like one new gun.
I don't even want to
so
talk about it,
far.
man.
Apex, I love that video game.
I love it too.
I love it. But
they
Made
just did
by-
their-
Sorry.
Oh, go ahead.
I was gonna say made by the original development
right.
team for Call of Duty,
That's right.
Respawn Entertainment.
Yeah.
So that's why and this may be getting off on a tangent. We were talking about sales numbers, how like the best selling Call of Duties were the original Respawn Entertainment, and I guess subsequently like Modern Warfare 2 and 3, and the worst ones are the new Infinity Ward team. So it's
Yeah.
like,
Well, but it's interesting though. Yeah, I guess ever since they split, to that point, Infinity Ward had the best and worst reviewed Call of Duties. So the best
Tough.
reviewed were Modern Warfare 2, and I think Modern Warfare 3.
Very good games.
And then also Ghosts and Infinite Warfare.
Oh, that was after they left.
And those, yeah. And
Different
so like
team.
that team had split at that point. So it was 2013, 2016 was Ghosts and Infinite Warfare. And they went to the 3-year development cycle versus the 2.
Yeah.
with Sledgehammer, and then they nixed Sledgehammer.
Yeah. And those were the worst reviewed
That's crazy.
Call of Duties.
Does Activision Blizzard, I know I should know this, I don't think they do, have any kind of subscription model
Careful
like
about hitting
EA?
the table.
Oh yeah.
sorry.
They don't have like
I don't think
they
they
don't
do,
have
right?
like $5 you get access to everything. No.
I didn't think so. So like that's the way that I think EA can get around it is if you have that subscription model, people are paying to get the games without having to actually pay the $60 for them, and then the microtransactions. I think people feel like it's way easier to bite that off because it feels like a lot less money overall.
Yeah.
Even if you're not getting one game every month, they still make a ton of profit from it. Whereas Activision not having that means I think it's a lot harder for them to justify $60 plus microtransactions.
Speaking of getting new skins, not all clothes are a fit for all men. With Stitch Fix, your personal stylist will send you clothing that makes you look your best. Right, Jericho?
Incredible.
Okay, good. All right.
I use Stitch Fix.
Oh, do you? Oh,
Yes.
good. That's what
I'm not being paid for that.
less one size fits all, more this fits your style. Stitch Fix is an online personal styling service that delivers your favorite clothing brands right to your door. To get started, go to stitchfix.com/dudesoup, answer some questions about your preferred style like Jericho has, and your personal shopper, like Jericho has, will ship you a box of clothes, shoes, and accessories. There's no commitment required, and you only pay for what you keep, just like Jericho's done. Shipping, exchanges, and returns are always free, plus the $20 styling fee is automatically applied towards anything you keep from the box. So you'll never have to think about looking good again, just like Jericho, with Stitch Fix.
Not wearing any Stitch Fix right now.
I know you're not.
But I do, in fact, I have used them because I can't dress myself.
I'm the same way.
I wear all black.
I'm the same way. Get started today. Get started today at stitchfix.com/dudesoup and get an extra 25% off when you keep everything in your box at stitchfix.com/dudesoup. stitchfix.com/DUDESOUP. Stitch Fix. Thanks for sponsoring Dude Soup, the podcast. All right, back to Call of Duty.
That was a good ad read transition.
Thank you very much.
I'm glad they're focusing on campaign. It's you can almost see the whiteboard math of it. It's like, fine, we're not gonna waste any time on campaign. Black Ops 4, no campaign, and then they're like, well, that didn't work. All right, we're back to campaign.
Fundamentally disagree. I think this is a long game.
I mean,
they were like, this
those
one's not gonna
decisions
have
were
a
made
campaign.
a long time ago.
But the next one will. If there's any outrage, we'll say we listen to the fans.
I think they listen to the money more than
Really?
like sentiment.
I think the
doubt-
variety
no.
helps them sell it.
I think that, have you seen that infograph, which I wish I would have remembered prior to this, of the amount of people that complete the campaign in every Call of
it's
Duty? It's
super
like
low.
under 14%.
It's outrageously
Yeah.
low.
Yeah, so it's like, that's a tough sell versus I highly bet that the amount of people that put time into zombies or Blackout, the Battle Royale mode, way more than 14%.
That's why they're buying them.
Right, so I'm
it?
interested. Yeah, is that it?
Completion
Sure.
rate for Call of Duty single player campaign.
Sure, go through it.
Yeah, like trophy data and stuff.
The
is linked to that.
completion rate for most video games is crazy
very
low. I know, like Dying Light had 50%, which was just
Which
fucking
is and
bonkers.
it's a single player
Actually really
game.
Yeah,
high,
but it's
right?
still like
It's
that's
really
super
high.
high.
Wow.
So Modern Warfare 2 had 52% was the completion rate.
That's shockingly high.
It is for Call of
crazy
Duty
high.
single player campaign. And then the lowest, I believe, was
Black Ops 3.
Black Ops 3 at 9%.
Black Ops 3's campaign was made no sense.
Yeah, no, I know. It
White
wasn't.
Forest.
It wasn't good.
Like Chris Maloney going cyber mad and whispering to you the whole time, which sounds awesome, but somehow wasn't. I don't know.
And then also the second lowest was Infinite Warfare at 20%.
That one was the one that went to space. and I
Infinite
was like,
Warfare
Jesus
ruled.
Christ.
Oh,
No,
yeah.
it was like it was cool. There was like a dynamic campaign. There were like
yeah.
there were space battles. You were in a little space plane. It was like Star Wars,
Titanfall.
but no one was ready for that.
So other things to sort of go with.
It was too good.
The
There, I
more,
said
that's
it.
true. Other things to go with the more realistic COD Modern Warfare reboot this year was that they got rid of zombies.
Right.
And they're also doing classic multiplayer and new co-op missions. Those are brand new.
Yeah.
Wait, they had co-op missions before.
I think they're standalone ones, like like side story missions.
they had
Did
those.
they have that?
Wait, no, they were chunks of other levels, but had
They had them-
like
they had them
changed
in
enemies.
Battlefield?
They're
I
like,
know that.
No, there was totally a co-op
was there?
mode. Yeah, because I had to play it in
it's-
Modern Warfare to get all the achievements.
That it's story based. I don't.
No, but I'm wondering that there were standalone like missions that didn't interact with the single player story. Because I know you can co-op the story, but
There were chunks of single player levels that they would repopulate with enemies that you could play through with a friend.
Oh well, so this is
and they were
different.
hyper difficult.
So from PC Gamer, we don't know much about multiplayer mode yet, but we're told that Modern Warfare will contain a classic multiplayer experience, which we kind of all know, which is just team deathmatch.
bread and butter.
And an all-new cooperative play mode featuring a collection of strategic co-op missions accessible to all skill levels. So
All right,
Yeah.
sounds cool.
That's like trying to grab the arcadey group of people that would go and play like time splitters with their friends.
Yeah, that's
like,
what like Gears of War is doing with Escape. Like it's interesting that
Yeah.
so many of them are doing that stuff.
I actually, I think there was a Battlefield 4 or 3 had co-op missions that you could do with your friends that were just single player missions, but you do with your
I
friends.
miss Bad Company.
Actually, yeah, that's another one.
I miss
that
Rainbow
now.
Six Vegas.
I love those. I
What
thought
do you
those were
mean?
great.
We have Rainbow Six Vegas
All those games are still there.
on the Xbox 360.
Yeah, backwards
good.
compatibility.
Man.
so good.
I don't know, the realism angle, it's fun and all, but
fun.
like you, sure.
Made
I mean,
playtesters cry.
so you have your teary moment, and then the next level loads, and then you're running down a hallway with 80 terrorists in it that are all crouching behind boxes, just headshot, headshot, headshot.
Maybe
you
that's
reload
not-
in less than a second. I mean,
Yeah, maybe that's not the way that it's gonna.
bing, grenade.
Maybe that's not it.
I think that
There's no way they're gonna make a populist game that doesn't have like razor fast reloading and a million headshots because that's just feeding that
but
in.
maybe they've considered that the completion rate for the single player campaigns is so low that that is a tailored experience that it's critic
Maybe.
There are lots of comparisons online about Spec Ops.
I think. Well,
If it's like Spec Ops, I want it.
I think that focusing on like looking at the driving sales factor behind Call of Duty and not focusing on the multiplayer is like
no, you're absolutely
inherently
right.
it's
The
like
campaign's only there for headlines.
right. So
Yeah.
I'm more curious like the make or break of the game is because they're on a new game engine. They're using DirectX 12. They've got it
I'm
looks
glad you talked about it. They have ray tracing.
finally get
Wait,
to use
hold
that
on. They
term.
have ray tracing for audio.
Don't know what that means.
Wait, what?
Yeah, they talk about that. They have ray tracing for audio.
That's a
Lawrence?
buzzword. They've done that before. That's just like making audio bounce off walls and stuff.
Oh.
Yeah, they've done
Well,
that.
yeah, that would have to be
Maybe
what
not
it
in
is.
COD, but that's definitely been in shooters.
I don't know. It's
So
spatial
so
audio.
They got new game engine. They're changing it up, and it inherently will play a little bit differently. Like I watched the 2v2 that they weirdly,
it's gunfight
yeah,
mode.
weirdly
Yeah.
demoed the game and announced it around this like new game mode, the 2v2.
Yeah.
It just looks like it's a little bit more tactical.
Pared down Siege,
But
basically.
the thing is,
Yeah.
Okay with that.
the casual audience who played Call of Duty, they basically had this cycle that I think Fortnite has effectively killed, where people were buying Call of Duty to say they had been playing Call of Duty. It was a cultural thing, right?
Yeah.
They weren't necessarily buying it because they actually cared about the game. They were buying it because all their friends bought it and they wanted to be better than their friends and level up more, and it was just that ongoing cycle. So I don't think those people care about the engine or ray tracing or any of that shit. Like we would care about that as people who spend a lot of time playing video games.
Fortnite does not have has the worst vertical audio in any video game. So you're
don't
you're
care.
onto something here.
It's,
Like,
I think the audience that they're trying to get is the audience that will play it every year as a cultural phenomenon, and that's what they've lost, and that's why sales are declining. It's not even necessarily because of the quality of the games. It's just that people aren't like, I got the new Call of Duty anymore.
Well, maybe your theory
Yeah.
is correct though. Maybe they're going for the more dedicated, the whales,
I think they have to.
dedicated users, the older ones,
Yeah.
because at that point, then they're looking for the ray tracing, they're looking for the new engine,
Yeah,
they're looking
that is
for
what they say in the
co-op missions.
business strategy
Yeah,
presentation.
and so maybe there are things we don't know in terms of like they don't measure it by unit sales anymore.
yeah,
wonder-
that's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, I agree. Like they probably don't measure it by unit sales, but I also think that they're trying to make more of like Call of Duty competitive has been as big as it ever could be right now. I mean, like they're franchising the teams and stuff. Like there's a lot of money behind it. So I'm almost wondering if they're really trying to take it into a more like Counter-Strike is always going to be this like front runner, and even Rainbow Six, even though it looks similar, has like taken the mantle. I'd say it's probably bigger than Call of Duty esports in certain events. Maybe not in terms
Siege
of
is
production
amazing.
value, but Siege has clout. So maybe they're just trying to replicate that more realistic, like slower tactical shooter in competitive.
It's certainly kinder to the viewer.
And the company's
Oh,
also,
so much easier to not
watch,
have a
yeah.
super attack in the middle of your like hard point game, and
Yeah.
you're like,
And
what's
a bunch of dogs and planes and helicopters.
which
Oh,
they still
Riley.
will have, but
Yeah.
not
Yeah.
But more realistic.
I mean, I know like Activision Blizzard are chasing esports money, but it's funny because
Well, they built a whole wing.
They
Yeah,
bought
but
So they have a
MLG.
giant red line on their
Someone
ledger, and it's like, how can we turn
from
that
Blizzard
into money?
told me not that long ago that it doesn't make as much money as any of us think. I think they just see this potential for it.
no.
They're like, yeah, the biggest thing about esports is that it doesn't really make that much money. Everyone just thinks that it does, and they're just like
That
waiting for
esports
it to make
bubble.
money.
Well, I think the angle was always that, millennials and younger have fled broadcast TV. Esports is theoretically, it's like you tell an old guy with money, here's sports, but for youths. And they're like, oh, finally, we found what's going to reach the youths. And then they pump money into esports. And I think it's easy for old investors to kind of digest mentally what esports are.
True.
So, yeah, there was a lot of money flowing into it. But, yeah, the returns haven't nearly justified the expectations yet.
I think this
Yeah.
this whole discussion that we're having is the discussion that they're having in the boardroom every single year about Call of Duty.
Yeah.
Because I don't know that anybody knows how to get it back to its place of prominence.
I don't think you can.
I don't
literally
think
just
you can.
It has to be
Don't-
free.
I don't think it can.
I don't even think if it's free. It's just like Alana says, it's like a cultural shift between kids get home or get to school and they're like, I got a 13 kill victory royale.
Yeah.
Like without question, that's a discussion that happens. Versus when I would go to school, I'd be like, I got some good games with Call of Duty with the friends, right? Like it was like just a different discussion.
You
So
got the Moab or something
so
like that.
funny. Like the difference is like I was like I finished Dead Rising last night
Yeah,
or
that was more
whatever,
me.
and now everyone's just playing the same game all the time. It's
Yeah.
I
crazy.
think maybe they might be going towards you. Like it's kind of like the Wolfensteins and the Dooms.
Let's not talk about the new Wolfenstein.
No,
well,
let's
no, not the
definitely
new
not
one.
do
Not the new
that.
one.
We don't want to talk about
Like
that.
New Order, the Old Blood, that kind of thing. I'm talking about basically the single player campaigns that live on their own.
which
Obviously,
I for sure want.
Call of Duty is never going to be a Skyrim, but
Yeah.
it'll be.
I hope not.
No, yeah, but I think they might be going for that, where they're like, you know what?
You found a gun.
Maybe-
It does 2 more damage.
Maybe-
Okay.
I mean, Titanfall 2 was a fantastic campaign.
Yeah.
It was.
Yeah.
And I
It
think a lot of
was.
people probably did play that because they heard it was fantastic. It's also that if you are going for the older demographic, nothing appeals to me more than you telling me that this FPS campaign is 8 hours. I'm like, cool, 2
Yeah.
days.
It's 2 sitting,
Yeah.
2 sit downs. I could play it on
That's
stream.
beautiful.
Yeah,
8
I
hours where
agree.
other people can't ruin my time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Right.
nobody's
Yeah, I know.
calling me the C word. It's great.
Or because they've been playing the game for 48 straight hours, that if I get on like day 3, I'm already behind the skill
your
curve,
fault.
and I have at least 3 evenings of just getting my shit pushed in before I can start to enjoy the game.
Yeah.
And that's a rough ask. I mean, I'm not salty about it. I get it. That's multiplayer. You're meant to lose when you start. But god damn it, especially in a game that moves as fast as COD.
I never got into Fortnite because I can't build.
Yeah.
But like Apex, I was like, I picked this up. I got
Put it
good
on
in
your mouse
about a
button.
month.
Just start spamming buttons as soon as a bullet whizzes by your head. Just
I played Fortnite for 3 months, like consistently
Yeah.
for 3 months,
Put in
like
a
4 or
solid
5
effort.
days a week, and still couldn't build. Was terrible at it.
Yeah.
And that was the key. The key to the game was building.
It's a different, mechanic.
Are we too old? Like,
Yes.
my brain's too slow.
Are we too old?
I don't know.
I don't think so.
I never
It
got
moves so fast.
I need 2
It's just time
Vyvanse
invested.
prescriptions to get through the day. It's like,
You're too old because you don't have 8 hours of free time every night.
True.
So to a degree, there is a limiting factor, which to me always begs that fun conversation of, well, why should some shitty kid who has got all this free time be better than me just because I have a job? So that's
Pay
when-
taxes, child.
I mean, yeah, and that's when you get old and salty. So that's, to me, one of the benefits of maybe not having Call of Duty chase the Fortnite crowd is that maybe you are playing with other people that have jobs and can buy M-rated games. And
I think there's always gonna, like in Call of Duty especially, there's always gonna be an inherent skill curve for FPS games that are always gonna be trended towards like the more extreme side of things. Like if you want to play Mario Kart, there's a skill curve there, but it's probably not as gaping as
I like that word.
Yeah.
Plus, Mario Kart
My
has,
brain also went nice.
Yeah,
Mario
nice.
Kart also has mechanics baked in, random mechanics to level that curve a little bit.
Right.
Somebody might be so much better than you, but you blue shell their ass and you can still slip by them. So COD, though, to some factor it is a roulette, and that your bullets have spread, and there's some other random factors about the game. But yeah, if somebody's better than you, they're probably going to beat you every time.
Right,
you
but
square
like
off.
at a certain at the far end of the screen, like Dota, or you're always going to lose every single time if you're
For
against a
6
team.
months.
Yeah,
You're going to lose for 6
Yeah.
months.
So it's
And
like,
Dota, oh god.
or like
I've put like
Smash.
maybe 1,000+ hours into Dota 2, and I'm still bad.
Yeah.
StarCraft 2 is the
Yeah,
best.
I used to play a
terrifying.
lot.
I remember one time when I was like, I'm gonna learn it. I'm gonna learn MOBAs. Let's play League. And my 4th game, I was like, because those games have a snowball effect. You can tell 10 minutes in that
Oh,
you've
yeah,
already
you're
lost.
gone.
Except it's a 40 fucking minute game. So you get to spend the next 30 minutes just having your team shit on you and the other team shit on
Passive
you.
aggressive pinging.
Yeah. And I was trying to surrender. I was like, sorry guys, I'm new. And then somebody on my team said, I'm not going to surrender because you need to know how bad you are.
Oh my
So-
gosh.
I
40
love
minutes,
it.
yeah.
Just seeping the
That
anger.
League of Legends community.
Yeah, they're great. And that's when I was like,
that-
fuck MOBAs forever.
This is it's so strange to me because like Call of Duty used to be the casual game where you just hop on, you play a couple games, and you're
It
done.
was when you
Smoke
said,
a
"Are you
bowl
a
and-
gamer?" He's like, "Yeah, I play COD."
Yeah, bruh.
COD and FIFA, that's
Yeah.
it.
I play a
on
2-button
FIFA.
game. It's
But
easy.
I think now it's going the other way. I think now it's going more to the hardcores, and all the people that were in the boardroom when they were 25 talking about Call of Duty, now they're all 35.
Yeah.
And they're all like,
Yeah.
well, wait a minute, we only got 3 hours
I
to
mean,
play.
I've always been bad at Call of Duty, and I think that's because I played so much Halo that
yeah.
there are basically you can specialize in an FPS, and COD has always been too fast for me. I can still enjoy it, but I'm terrible. Like I just don't adapt to it very quickly. Whereas I pick up Halo, I'm always going to be fine. And I think that that's probably a part of it is that now you can specialize in an FPS because there are so many goddamn first-person shooters that are competitive. Like there's a huge Siege community. That game's still being played by tons of people. That it's like it plays distinctly differently. It's way more tactical and team-based. You just have to adapt to whichever one of those properties you're playing.
Well, that makes me curious. Oh,
no, go ahead.
I'm curious though. Bruce, what would you say are your FPS roots? What did you
Battlefield?
specialize
I mean, it's
in?
Battlefield and Apex. But Apex I don't
You
specialize
can't
in.
say that's your roots. Apex came out this
Yeah,
year.
yeah,
No,
yeah.
well, Battlefield.
Oh,
So like,
Battlefield.
Battlefield's my roots because I went the Battlefield route. So it was
So
either
did
Call
I.
of Duty or Battlefield, and I went Battlefield.
Or
And
Halo.
I think 1942 and Vietnam were the first 2 games I ever played
Or
online.
Gears.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah,
I know
actually-
2 Gears players that are
Really?
like, they're like, yeah, Gold Glove. He's like, man, I'm so excited for Gears 5 to come out. I'm like, gross.
I am
I know.
better at Gears than I am at any other shooter, for sure.
Really?
I don't know anything. Like I played all the single players in Gears. As soon as I get on multiplayer, I'm like, what am I doing?
It's because-
Why am I going against the wall?
There
Multiplayer
are-
Gears is not the game single player is. You
There
think
are
it's like
things
tactical
in
and
Gears
move
that
it.
you
No, it's
can
just some dude
tell
that
people to
runs
make them
and
good at
shotguns
it,
you.
that as soon as they get it, they're like, oh, the thing about Gears is that you have to constantly remember where everyone is. So like you approach that map and you have to be like, that dude just walked that way, I'm gonna get shot in the back. It's like you have to have just insane
Situational awareness.
Thank you. That I think in most first-person shooters you don't have to worry about because they're really fast.
Yeah.
So it's just
Well,
like
Battlefield's much slower, and Battlefield
Yeah.
actually requires. I'm not saying COD doesn't, but Battlefield requires some
Here it
strategy
comes.
in the
Here it comes.
for vehicles.
Wait for it.
The vehicles. Come
Oh,
on,
yeah, you're right,
they changed the whole game.
They do.
That's
Yeah.
the whole
And
point.
make it inherently worse just for everyone involved,
No!
except for Timmy, who's
No
like
way!
sitting there with his like joystick,
His
just like, I'm going in again.
What's on his gloves?
Well, that was the point of Battlefield was that if you died in infantry, then you were like, all right, I died to a tank, so I'll get in a tank. You went and got in a tank. All right, I died in the tank. I'll get in a plane. You get in a plane. You're like, I died in the plane. I'm bad at this game, and you leave.
All I knew is that I think it was 1942. I figured out how to get my own iTunes music to play through the speakers in the helicopter.
Perfect.
nice.
So I would make everyone listen to my music.
Perfect.
Fantastic.
You just do that by plugging your mic right into the speaker port on your computer.
It's not quite the same.
Oh, that's fun.
I think that was probably Vietnam, because I don't think there were helicopters in 1942.
Jericho, what's
Yeah,
your
it would've been
shooter
one of the
DNA?
two.
Where does that come
I'm
from?
like Call of Duty.
He's
Like
COD,
I grew up
yeah.
playing COD and Halo.
All right.
I was just abysmal at Halo, but I love Call of Duty. So then,
I'm the
now
opposite. Halo
But
versus
now,
COD.
like I was gonna say, I played more of Black Ops 4 than I had in almost every other Call of Duty past Modern Warfare, like Black Ops 2 combined. Like that's like 8 years of Call of Duty that I just kind of like let die. So with this one, the fact that it even looks slightly different in just the way you're gonna play got my attention, because if I had looked at that trailer and been like, it's Call of Duty again,
Yeah,
I probably
exactly.
would not be as excited. But I watched it, I was like, oh, nice. Like they're doing very small amounts of change, but like it's in the right direction for me, because I love Counter-Strike.
I know
So
you and I are the same age, but do you remember, because Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare was the first COD that I played, and it seemed like everyone played when I was in high school, but I don't remember why that one was the one that took off.
COD 2 was pretty popular with my friend groups, but COD 3 was just terrible. When COD 4 came out, it was like the first new engine, like modern shooter. I can't remember. There was like maybe like SOCOM.
Well, it was like 2007, right?
Yeah.
My theory is it nailed the like slot machine appeal. Like when you leveled up, things rolled on screen in rollers.
It was definitely way more
Yeah.
arcadey than any of the other.
It had the like double kick drum like level up stings and
literally like
Yeah.
guitar solos.
Yeah.
no, if you ever go to Vegas, like think about the lights and sound. Yeah,
Pause.
never. Too sinful. But the lights and sounds of a slot machine, it's meant to delight your senses.
Yeah.
PopCap games do this a lot too, but not to the degree that Modern Warfare games do. So I do think that there was an element of just scratching that little weird human tickle that we all have about the lights and sounds, the level ups, the bars filling, the reload clicks. Like it nailed a lot.
And
of
it
that.
also was like during the like beginning of the whole like, oh, everyone has online now. Call of Duty 2 had online, and I played it like twice, but it was like very small subset of users when
So, like launch in the 360 era.
I mean,
Yeah,
they probably played Halo and then they played this.
Right, exactly. Yeah, truly. So I remember, getting on Xbox Live Party Chat and just talking with my friends there, even if we weren't playing in the same game or playing the same game. Like that was the social aspect. So I think it did a good job of just kind of being there when social networking on Xbox and PlayStation kind
Yeah.
of.
I think it also hit the political aspect of what's happening in the world.
Yeah.
Because back then, it was okay to be like, we're going to kill terrorists.
Oh, yeah.
And they would go out and like,
I hope it's
Literally
still
just
okay.
massacre.
well, what I mean is like,
Well, those terrorists might be good people.
well, that's one of those things where it's like, no, I know. I'm not talking about that.
yeah.
I'm talking about like generally like it didn't matter where they were in the world or what they look like or how, it wasn't the reality that this
You have
single
to
player
more
campaign is.
carefully
Put a
pick
bandana
your
on 'em.
terrorists
Yeah.
now.
You're like, well, like I'm not sure he could have a family.
Why are they all brown?
This in Modern Warfare is like it doesn't matter. Drop in the middle of the desert, start killing people.
Yeah.
And they're all terrorists. Kill them all. So
Yeah, just somebody in your ear was just like they didn't even explain
No,
why.
no,
It was
not at all.
take the broadcast booth but kill everyone inside.
you're like, what? Okay, I guess I will.
And Spec Ops did a really good job of inverting that exact thing.
Yeah, Spec Ops was great.
Which would be surreal if now Call of Duty comes around and is like, oh, wait a minute.
I would like that.
We're the baddies now.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
like that. I think they're
I
really
want
cool.
that so bad.
Yeah, so do I.
Spec Ops is great.
Speaking of things
Play
you
Spec
want
Ops.
really bad, come on, guys.
Here
Jeez.
comes a segue.
This little hourglass full of metal filings, the thing
I
Alana's been
do
messing
really
around
love
with,
this thing. Hang on.
and this awesome carrying bag. Can you grab the carrying bag off the ground? Both came from Bespoke Post. There you go. Wow. With their box of awesome, Bespoke Post sends guys only the best stuff every month. They test everything in the box of awesome themselves, from style and grooming goods to barware, cooking tools, and outdoor gear. Every product gets put through the ringer before it gets put inside a monthly box of awesome. To get started, take the quiz at boxofawesome.com. Your answers will help them pick the right box of awesome for you. They release new boxes every month across a ton of different categories, and it's free to sign up. You can skip a month or cancel anytime. Each box costs only $45, but has over $70 worth of gear inside, so get 20% off. Oh, you found a knife. You found that knife.
I got a knife.
Yeah, there's a knife in there too. Get 20% off your first monthly box when you sign up at boxofawesome.com and enter the code DUDE at checkout. That's boxofawesome.com, code DUDE, D-U-D-E, for 20% off your first box. I love that hour.
It's
Yeah, it's
so
so good.
cool.
It's my favorite. It
I
is
play
literally.
with that knife all day at my desk, and I haven't cut myself yet, which is amazing.
That's my favorite Vine. Have you
yeah.
seen?
What do you have?
What do you have? A knife? No. Have you seen that?
I don't think I have.
It's very good.
Genius.
Although I've fallen down the like best Vine compilation rabbit holes many times.
Crazy how we still have those every week when
Yeah,
Vine's been
Vine's
dead
gone.
for
I can do that.
years.
And I keep watching them.
It's like, where did you find this one?
That's just good content.
Yeah.
All right, to wrap up this Call of Duty conversation.
You're not supposed to do that. Okay.
Oh yeah,
Why?
The instructions,
glass
like
might break.
if it clamps onto the metal filing side, it might shatter the glass.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, 'cause-
you're not supposed to clamp it on when
I
the
like to
filings are
live
in there.
life on the edge.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just I'm scared.
to wrap up the Call of Duty conversation. Do you think? Because we say this every year. Do we even need to talk about whether or not they need to reclaim the sales they used to have? Does it matter anymore?
Nope, I don't think that unit sales matter that much.
Yeah. What's the
Monetize time.
yeah, well, you talked about like reclaiming former glory. I think that there are many ways to do that. If it's purely about raking in money, I feel like where they're going now is really smart. If it's about reclaiming mindshare, also smart. I also think that at some point you just have to see that you're not going to beat Fortnite. If it's free and kids can play it, well, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
It's kind of like YouTubing in general. You know, unboxing videos for families are always going to beat out racy humor or gameplay with heads exploding and
We
stuff
can't
like
beat
that.
toys in Minecraft.
Yeah.
Or Style Hall. Yeah.
It sucks.
Dance videos.
No, I mean, I agree. I don't think I'm hopeful that by this time tomorrow I will be on board the train because we get to play it. I would be happy if they just appeased me. You know, like somebody who's played almost every single Call of Duty and actually does want to see, you know, some more playtime than I traditionally got. If they can do that for me, I'll be happy regardless of if I get my $60 worth out of it, you know?
Yeah, I'm going on a limb, but that's what it sounds like they're trying to do. They may be trying to sort of flip the script on this whole thing.
This has been a very interesting conversation. For us.
Really, truthfully, I mean, like, I'm
Good job, us.
Yeah.
Call of Duty. I like to be excited about it. Advanced Warfare, I was super excited about because it was so stupid.
I love the
And
campaign,
mech suits
though.
and jetpacks and all that
I'm
stuff.
not a monster.
Yeah, and that
So
Kevin Spacey, it's great, but it was ridiculous, and it was Call of Duty.
That was the press F. It gave us so many gifts.
You're right.
Sure.
Yeah, that was the true.
Just have to pay respects. But this could be different.
That was such a
I know. It's
So you want to talk about realism and grittiness? Like you got to pat the
press F.
pat the grave of your
touch
former
but no,
friend.
it's like one step away from like using a PS3 motion control.
Pay respect.
kiss the coffin.
Just whams his head into it.
Oh man.
I'm glad we have that meme. Personally.
Me too. I'm curious to see what the viewers think too. I think probably most people are pretty jaded to Call of Duty now. Even if you were 11 when that came out.
It has one of the better, if not the one of the best like to dislike ratios on YouTube trailer,
Really?
which is
Well-
not indicative of sale numbers at all.
Yeah, but I mean,
But-
I think it was Infinite Warfare that was like ridiculous.
Most
worst.
disliked video on the entire platform.
at the time.
I mean, that
At the time,
dynamic
it
is
was
wild. I think it's just been long enough, just barely long enough that they can just bring out Modern Warfare again. And to a degree, Remastered might have been a market test a little bit.
If this one fails, wait 5 years and then just give me COD 4, Modern Warfare 2, Modern Warfare 3, fuck every other game. Just package that up and give it to me again.
They will.
And then do that every 5 years like Disney. Like
This is a
And then GTA and
they're
that's it.
retconning the whole thing. So
Yeah.
this isn't just a reboot. This is a retcon. They're changing what Captain Price is and what he does.
I mean, that's a reboot, though.
That
What's
is a
the
reboot.
difference?
That's my question.
They keep calling
Retcon
it,
would be going back into the past and changing some events to match some future
so
narrative.
they basically are saying that. So Modern Warfare 1, 2, and 3, those don't exist anymore.
It's
That's
still
what
a reboot.
is.
I'm just letting you know what they
A
call it.
retcon would be-
retconning. They're reimagining is whatever.
What you say offends me, sir.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
They
That's
can say
just-
whatever they want. I think they're just trying to take every angle on it, and it's so strange that like campaign is usually the thing that you use to get an E3 demo out of. That's your marketing material because you can't very well make a lot of marketing material out of multiplayer assets because it's just people playing rounds and having fun. So it's weird to me that they're still leading with multiplayer but talking about single player. That's confusing. Anyway, that's all a tangent that doesn't
No,
matter.
yeah,
Sorry.
I agree. All right, on to something else. This is an announcement about me personally. I know. Don't worry. It's all right. Everything's okay.
he's pregnant.
He's pregnant.
I'm
Butt
pregnant.
pregnant, though.
But pregnant. I've said that many times. No, I will be going on sabbatical for the month of August, meaning I won't be here at the Funhaus office, working day to day for the next month. Not really sure how much this is going to change for people that are watching. Like, I know you guys watch every Funhaus video that comes out.
Without fail.
I don't know that it'll change.
Like you
It's just
address
on in
us
the
like we're
background.
fans. I work here, Bruce.
I mean, do you watch every video, Alana?
Are you subscribed?
Every podcast.
Yes, I am.
I didn't think so.
Twice.
I have the notifications on for the channel actually. So.
That doesn't mean you watch videos. Either way, not really sure how much it'll change for the people watching at home since we've recorded a lot of content already. You'll see me in GTA for months to come.
Till October.
Yeah. But and so that'll all go up on the YouTube channel during August. So you may not notice I'm gone. I'm not in every video now, so who knows? Either way, I'm going on sabbatical. I have been doing this specific job. I had to write this down because I was thinking about it and was like, wow, oh my gosh, I have. I've been doing this specific job, managing the Funhaus Inside Gaming team and programming the Funhaus Inside Gaming channel for almost 7 years. It's been about 6.5 years. My responsibilities have kind of changed according to who was around. So when Joel was here, he programmed the channels, which was fucking awesome. And now Omar and Peak are managing all the employees. They just took over a few months ago. So my responsibilities have kind of changed, but I've sort of been in the same role for about 7 years. Funhaus has grown a ton in the last 4 years. And I really do appreciate the fact that Rooster Teeth is allowing me to take a month off to refresh. That's really nice. So I'm doing that. And I also appreciate, not you, but you two,
Wow,
for
wait,
allowing
what?
me
Hold on.
for allowing me to like the Slack to go. I really appreciate that. That makes a lot. That means a lot to me. Same with James, Adam, Elise, and everybody, all the editors and everybody else. Like, everybody's been very supportive, so I appreciate that. I feel bad that I'm leaving and leaving
don't do
some
that.
Slack. I do, but at the same
Everybody
time,
needs a vacation.
Well,
Yeah.
But I know you well enough to know that we can't talk you out of feeling bad.
yeah. But I really do. I appreciate that a lot because that means a lot to me. So hopefully there won't be too much slack left over when I go. Hopefully you guys will be okay. I'm going to be around regardless. I'm going to be actually coming into the office next Monday for a gameplay that I don't want to spoil.
I like the idea that like you're away for a month, but then we just see you outside the window staring inside the
I'm
office.
probably just going to be around.
Fogging up the glass.
After 2 weeks, you're gonna be so bored. You're just gonna be like, "Can I come back?"
Well,
What are
I'm
you gonna
actually
do?
I'm going to
Go
be
camping?
I'm going to be texting him a lot.
Yeah.
Because I'll be streaming during
Man,
the day.
You're gonna get so good at COD.
That's
True.
No, it won't even
It's
be
not
out.
out
But
till
it won't
October,
be out.
but it'll
Yeah.
get good anyway.
There's one person that needs to get good at games. It's me. So
Truly. Jesus.
I know he knows. So
This isn't bad.
I'm not good. I'll be streaming a ton, and then also trying to go with other people that I've wanted to collaborate with for a long time. So I'm just kind of like hitting up people, being like, hey, well, you want me for a day to shoot? And that's why I did the IGN thing.
Yeah,
stuff like
sure.
that. I thought it was fun, and I've always wanted to do that with them and other channels too. So and hopefully taking it easy a little bit. I hope so. So don't worry.
Like, go on any like cool adventures?
I don't have any adventures planned. Oh
You
wait,
go to the
I do have
wilderness.
one adventure planned. Because my birthday's in August, so Autumn's taking me to Disneyland.
Ah,
Yeah,
That counts.
Cool.
That's
It's a
it.
very local adventure, but it's
Galaxy's
still an
Edge?
adventure.
Yeah, for the first time because I've never been. So,
Nice.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Have you been yet?
No, I hate Disney.
all right.
No, but
guys.
no, but I got to go with a group that had like somebody walk them to all the like things to the front of the line. So now that I did that, I will never go back.
Oh,
Like,
sure,
You
yeah.
know, I like the idea of waiting 2.5 hours to ride Pirates of the Caribbean again. It's just like
Not worth 2.5 hours.
No. Yeah, we
Many
we
opinions
planned
on
ahead.
Disney.
good ride though.
It is. I mean, it's all right.
But no, Star Wars looks incredible.
I hope it's good.
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
went last month, I think,
Yeah, that's right.
when it was still like press time. And it's extremely cool. You've been as well, right? To Galaxy's Edge?
Yeah.
Was it?
Did you get the $40 cocktail?
I got
sorry?
many
The day that
cocktails.
you did that, we kept making jokes that were like, I bet Lawrence is drinking that $40
No,
cocktail
well,
right
so
now.
the 41, it's $40 because it comes with a glass. So Stephanie got it because she
Oh.
collects those, but
Okay.
I got my 2-drink maximum and went on my merry way.
Is it 2-drink maximum?
Yeah.
They
They don't want you. I mean, it's the first time they served alcohol in Disneyland.
That's true. That's good.
Oh,
So-
it's not in California Adventure.
No,
No.
it is in
Ooh.
Disneyland.
Unless
yeah.
you're in Club 33.
Yeah,
which
that's
you
the
can get
other thing.
alcohol.
The super hidden like 30. What is it like?
It's
$30,000 a year membership fee or something.
Yeah.
It's literally like that's where I got to eat. It's like get out and the food's okay. And it's like, all right.
Well,
always-
we're
if I were
getting
to make
distracted
it-
from Bruce quitting fun.
You're
Oh yeah,
I'm not
right.
quitting.
Sorry.
It's just a sabbatical, so it's actually similar to what
So you're
Jeff
gonna go
did.
get hammered.
But hopefully I'll be drunk a couple of times throughout August. Yeah. But Jeff did this from Achievement Hunter. He took a sabbatical. It was like a year and a half ago, 2 years ago.
Refresher.
Just a little refresher. Yeah. I mean, Jeff's been doing it a long time too. Yeah. So hopefully that'll be good. But I kind of wanted to say, don't worry to the audience. Funhaus is doing better than ever. It truly is. So I know I'm leaving it in extremely talented and capable hands. These guys, not you.
not talented
I have
or
to beg
capable.
to get on this show. So
And James Adam.
We don't even pay him, and he does our ads.
truly.
They are they are really on the team here is the hardest working group of people I've ever seen. Omar and Matt Peak and Dan and John and John and John and John and John and John.
Just two.
There's
John.
two Johns. Really, honestly, like I'm extremely grateful to everybody for letting me take that month. I also wish I could communicate how thankful I am to each and every one of you,
The camera?
the audience members.
Behind the camera.
the audience members, for letting me into their homes and lives every single day.
That's Phrasing.
letting me in.
Yeah.
He said he was butt pregnant
no,
already.
I know. I just.
Come on.
Wait, how do you think that happened? Do you
You're
think a
right.
stork put that baby in his butt? No.
That's what I was always told.
It was a fan.
So, but really, truthfully, I am really thankful for people that actually watch me. That blows my mind. Still, you really are making my dreams come true. It really is. That's a true thing that I'm saying because I've always wanted to do it. So,
He says that when he's not on camera too.
No,
so.
the lights are really bright, Bruce.
Yes, fame is blinding.
Yeah.
So thank you, and I'll be gone for a month. That's it.
Well, allow me then to assume the mind of a viewer who is horrified.
Sure, yeah.
Bruce, is this the end of Funhaus? Is this the beginning of the end? Are you quitting?
This is the end right now.
Why did you tell us now?
Funhaus is not me, so that's important. It's one of those things that I know I've known for years about Funhaus, and it's like for that matter. It's not just me. There are a lot of people that work here, upwards of 20. So
Wait, what? Really?
yeah,
We have
so,
over 20 people who work here?
I mean, we have almost
Total.
more now with the
You count
Inside
Inside Gaming,
team.
yeah.
yeah.
It's starting to push that.
Yeah. So either way, though, it isn't just me. So it's like if I'm gone, it's still going to go, and it's still going to do great, and it's going to do just as good if I'm not around. So I'm not worried about it at all.
Well, allow me to then assume another person's mindset.
Please, yeah.
Rooster Teeth is garbage.
Uh-huh.
So I think there are people who will link this to maybe some of the animation woes and RT first changing
sure, yeah,
pricing
yeah.
and all that stuff.
Of
So
course.
Bruce, is the hyper-corporatization of Rooster Teeth pushing you out of the job that you used to love?
That's a great question. No,
Oh.
that's not at all the case, actually. This was more for me.
Shouldn't be so flippant because the people who might actually legitimately be curious will be mad that I'm misrepresenting them. But
No,
that's
no.
the point. I wanted to bring this stuff out to make sure that you're talking about it.
This was more for me, and I'm like, Jericho brought it up. Burnout is a real thing. I mean, like you've been streaming on Twitch for 6 years.
10 years.
Has it been 10 years you've been on
Damn.
Twitch? I mean,
10
like,
years in February. Yeah.
And have you? How long is the longest vacation you've taken?
We were talking about this. The longest vacation I've ever took was this past winter. I took 12 days off, but prior to that, oh God, I was so stressed. But prior to that, that's why I was like, all right, have fun with a month.
Yeah.
It was like 4 days long, and it's you never really feel, and also like all the work vacations you take, where it's like, yeah,
Those aren't real things.
I get to go to PAX and
It's a huge content creator thing where if you're not making content, you feel bad.
Yes.
If you're not making content constantly, you feel guilty,
And the
even if you
drop-off
don't know
is
it.
immediate.
But
On
Twitch it is.
Twitch and YouTube.
Yeah.
Twitch and YouTube. Absolutely.
And you see those
is.
numbers crater and your heart skips a beat because, sorry, I don't mean to drag you back into any panics you might have
PTSD.
felt, but
it's just like, Jesus, I thought I just got out of the
days.
hole.
Oh God.
yeah, I'm sorry, I interrupted, but
No, you're fine.
It's it's the fact that the grind is daily and that the better you get at it, the more entrenched you become. You have more responsibilities, more people asking you things. The harder it gets to step away, and then before you know it, you've been doing the same thing every day and shouldering a weight for years and years and years, and the endurance and the flexibility you used to have is just gone. Then when you need to bend, you start snapping, and that's real bad.
You also just don't like go home and stop working. And sometimes I think about people who work actual 9-to-5 jobs, like
don't.
my
Oh,
family
it's my
does.
fetish. The
And I'm
idea
like,
that you can just go home and stop working.
what is that? And they just like watch TV or whatever. I'm like, what is that like?
Yeah, that's not a real thing for what we do. But I'm not complaining at all.
Yeah.
I love the job.
I hate it. No, I'm just.
Oh, you hate it?
No, no,
Well,
no.
just quit.
Yeah, no. But at the very least, you're gonna have some time away, so you're gonna come back refreshed,
Hopefully refreshed, yeah.
and with ideas and things that you can do to improve.
That's the point. It's one of those things where I can sense it happening to me, and so I kind of know that it's happening. So I like try to get ahead of it a little bit. I don't know. We'll see. We'll see how August goes. I'm curious to see if I get bored. I don't know.
I can almost guarantee you will have
All right.
severe. Like you've never been on like your trip to Hawaii. You never woke up and you're like, I could do something right now. No, maybe not just
But
a little
if you're
twinge.
streaming every day, it's still basically working.
I don't know. It'll be every day.
Yeah.
I ideally take a few days to not stream.
Yeah.
Or something like that. But I mean, I don't know. I've told Lawrence this. I don't know if I told you this. Whenever somebody comes to me and goes like, "Hey, I'm like really bored. Like I've only had like a couple hours, or like today was like kind of a slow day for me." I was like, cherish it. Like really like sit in it because it's
Drives me crazy.
I know it does. But the older you get, the more you're like, oh man,
wanna die.
because I don't have 10 minutes to myself during the day. So when I
Free time makes me like rip my hair out.
well,
I know.
I wish I had free time. So that's the point of this. I think is for
There's too much time in the day. We need to shorten days.
yeah, just take hours out.
Just remove them.
I'm tired of all this sleep. Can we just get rid of that? I'd rather sleep 2 hours a night. Thank you. I'll be fine.
I can't wait to sleep like 8 hours. It's
Yeah,
gonna be
no,
great.
you
That's
got a
gonna
lot
be
of
great.
catching up to do.
It's gonna be great.
Basically, people have questions for you. Where can they?
Oh yeah,
direct them or
tweet me.
whatever?
Or just in your streams, I'm sure. You're an open
That's
book,
true.
dude.
Yeah, streams.
Twitch TV / Bruce Green.
That's right. Twitch at Bruce Green for Twitter. I mean, or the subreddit or whatever else. Subreddits are a little tougher to respond in because it's like comment after comment after comment. So I'll try. I always do.
At username him.
But yeah,
Yeah.
Needle
mention
juice
him.
him.
yeah. That's
Get in
the
that Discord, hammer in with that mentions at all times of the day.
one. Please don't.
Bruce, what should I get in my
trap.
sandwich?
Please don't do that. But
What? Just give out your phone number, dude.
Yeah.
People
do you,
can
do you
text
really
dox
care about your
yourself.
fans or what?
jeez,
Give a security number.
if you give out my phone number, I'm giving out yours.
I already on stream last week leaked my own phone number. I was like, hey, check out this Twitter video, and my DMs were just right there.
Oh,
I did that on. I was trying to set up a DJ Hero stream because I'm cool, and I accidentally nudged my stream deck, so I started streaming when I had to log into Xbox Live,
I
and
saw
all my
this.
shit was there. I was like,
I watched it happen.
God.
I watched it, and people were telling me
Yeah,
in my
to
stream to tell Lawrence, call Lawrence and tell him his stream is on because he didn't know.
Oh, I see.
yeah.
Unless you didn't masturbate.
What
Yeah.
happened?
A million people make clips of it, but luckily, if you delete the original video, it also ricochets out to all the clips. So, and then the people who did have that information were very respectful and didn't
Nobody
spread it, so-
hacked you or anything.
No, I was actually very lucky. I got some two-step pings of people trying to get into stuff, but I was like, man, fuck off. You're dealing with a cyber hacker, bro. I think I got two-step.
That's
Although apparently that's not as
the fact that you could accidentally start streaming in general is very scary.
It is
Yeah,
really
how about
scary.
you set up the confirm go live option in OBS,
wanna.
which is
I don't
right
wanna.
there in the
Yeah,
settings.
that's what
I don't want to. I don't want to. I play loose
Lives life on
fast.
the edge.
I had to
I leave my
confirmation.
camera on at all times.
That's right.
Sump tag, just in case.
See, people should be so lucky to see my dick flopping around. That's right.
That is true.
I turned off delete confirmation. I hit that button. That file's gone. I don't care.
Well, that's not true. Anyways, if you have any questions, just tweet me or ask me or whatever else. I'm happy to answer them. No problem. It's like I said, Funhaus is absolutely not just me. So everybody else will be here, and everything else will just going normally. So, and I appreciate it.
It's true.
Speaking of
Oh, how are you gonna pull this one off, bud?
Here we go.
website,
Earning money
Okay.
for another company for the rest
like
of your life.
Twitch.
Oh,
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Squarespace.
Hey.
From websites and online stores to marketing tools and analytics, Squarespace is the all-in-one platform to build a beautiful online presence and run your business. One of the things I did literally the first time I got on the internet, like way back in the 90s, was build a website.
hell yeah.
I did too.
That was the first thing I did.
HTML.
Good
bro.
HTML building.
Yeah.
And it was
Master coder and notepad.
really
Love a good
hard.
table.
It was really hard, and it looked like total garbage.
Yep.
You had to learn HTML, XML, JavaScript, etc., just to build that GeoCities page about Star Wars.
tough.
But I did.
That everyone really needed.
That everyone really needed,
I saw
and
that
I
one, I
had a
loved it.
counter on it, and it must have gotten 100 hits. I
Did you get in a web ring?
Yeah, I did.
Sick, bro.
I can confidently tell you that your website is going to look better and be way easier to create when you use Squarespace. Every Squarespace template design supports all major content types, including pages, galleries, blogs, commerce, calendars, and more. What I should have done all those years ago was start a video game blog with my friends, because that's really what we all ever talked about. We should have done that. I don't know why we didn't. With Squarespace, you can give different contributors selective access to your site's website manager, so that one friend that won't stop talking about World of Warcraft will finally be able to post as much as he wants to, so that nobody will ever read those posts, but at least he got them on the internet. As you can see how many people are actually reading his hourly WoW blogs with Squarespace's analytics. Currently available for iOS and Android devices at no extra cost, Squarespace Analytics presents metrics like page views and unique visitors to top referrers and trend charts, so you can keep a pulse on your site even when you're on the go. This is actually what I do on a daily basis for the Funhaus YouTube channel. Analytics are consistently one of the most important tools I use to program the channel. How often do you look at analytics for your Twitch channel, Jericho?
Every waking moment of my life.
That's what I thought. Most smart creators do that. It's really cool that Squarespace offers it. So if you think it's time to finally make a video game blog like Lawrence, did you ever make a blog?
Oh, fuck yeah.
That's what I thought.
I was posting reviews for Red Alert 2 back in the day.
Awesome.
Nice.
It's way easy to
good,
do.
by the way.
On what?
Very good.
Oh yeah, the game's great. Ways to do on Squarespace.com, and you can go there for a free trial. And then when you're ready to actually launch the website, you can go to Squarespace.com/dudesoup to save 10% off your first purchase of a website or domain. There we go. Squarespace.
That's the last ad read you're ever doing for Funhaus.
No, it's not. Jeez.
Ever.
My gosh. I'm trying to scare everybody.
I had a friend who was super into Highlander, so we got some hockey sticks and did a Highlander fight in the front yard, and then took photos of it with a disposable camera.
Did you post it on your blog?
Yes, we did.
Nice.
And that's the first time, I I got a random email from somebody saying, "Hey, I saw your Highlander fight. That was pretty cool." And I was like, "Ha, who are you?" He's like, "Oh, just some guy." So yeah, some dude just like emailed my shit.
So cool.
Yeah, that's cool. That's real cool.
It is cool. Somebody that was your first audience feedback.
I guess it was. Just like
He took
totally
the time to
unbidden.
write you.
Yeah, there was some write you. Nice Pokemon reference.
I thought it was an Eminem reference.
There was some dude. There was some
just
dude
saying,
in
write
my.
you.
Oh,
There's a dude in my Jedi Knight clan who hosted his own web server, and he was like, "Hey, I can host a web server." I was like, "Sick!" And then I just started uploading MP3s with like direct download links and
Hell
stuff.
yeah.
It's like, here's some cool music on my cool website, and then like a month later, he's like, "What the fuck are you doing? Like, you were taking up 8 times as much storage as everyone else." I was like, "Oh, well, I've just been uploading shit nonstop." I was like, "Stop it," because it was just on his computer.
How much were you paying?
Nothing.
Oh,
This was a friend between Jedi, or this was an agreement between Jedi Knights.
you're not. Okay.
Well,
Anyways,
I got to like rank 3. I don't remember what they had, like ranks that I guess they'd pulled from Star Wars canon. So you had your tag and then your rank and then your username in ICQ. It was a very long sort of
Would it
thing.
be like apprentice, knight, master?
I think it was more like,
I thought it was apprentice, knight, and master, but
I think it was like army roles maybe. I don't know.
oh,
I didn't decide. I was up for promotion once and they said I wasn't good enough at lightsaber fighting. But then I trained and a month later I came back and they're like, "Wow, you got a lot better."
did they give you the promotion?
They did.
Yeah,
Yeah.
nice.
Jericho, what was the first piece of audience? I'm gonna change the subject. What was the first piece of audience feedback you had?
So I had my first video I ever uploaded was I took my camcorder, my family's camcorder, and I stacked it on some pillows and I filmed my CRT of me playing Call of Duty 4 and no scoping people. I put it into Windows Movie Maker, threw LinkinParkNum.wave on there.
Hell yeah!
And then uploaded it, and I went back because my 10-year anniversary was this June. I went back and I was looking through the comments, and do you know who I found in the comments section of that video?
Bruce Green.
No.
Oh.
Allie. But also, yeah. So
Wow.
I know. I was like, okay, all right. Like, see, 10 years ago was I was cutting edge, but. Yeah,
Not
I don't
anymore.
remember. Not anymore.
That's actually pretty cool. I feel like everybody remembers this. Alana, what about you? What was the first time you remember getting audience feedback and being like,
It's definitely Fake Gamer Girl doesn't really play video games. That was all of it when I started making content, which was a decade ago. Doesn't happen so much
I
now.
was about to say, still happens.
It does, but not as much.
Was there ever like one that you got that felt like somebody had actually put time into and went like, this is actual feedback?
I mean, one of the first things I ever remember posting was similar. I recorded a video on like with a camera of me playing Dark Souls and dying because it was funny. Like I was like, this is entertaining that I am bad at this, which is still a thing that I do. But that got shared on 4chan, so I just got this huge flood of fake girl gamer attention whore, and I remember that super distinctly. And it's like I'm just glad that it didn't like stop me from continuing to make content anyway. But there was a wave of like a good 5 years that I had to just put up with that shit. And I remember that being like my introduction to audience feedback was all don't really play video games.
I am so sorry, Alana. I want to apologize for the internet.
It's way better now. Way,
That
way,
4chan
way better.
character has really grown up over time.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Very mature.
Not calling them fake girl gamers anymore. Now it's just show tits.
Yeah.
It would have been illegal back then.
Show Bob's.
They're super into feet these days.
Oh, I think the rest of the internet is collective. I'm shocked. Like we had the year of the ass, and now it's
Yeah,
just
Army
like,
Hammer's really pushing it forward.
Oh yeah, that's right. With his kid
what?
sucking on his toes.
For like 7 minutes. Yeah, good shit. You haven't seen that?
He posted, He posted a video of his kid sucking on his toes.
On
the
Instagram.
fuck?
Like,
Who?
Army Hammer.
That's what everybody
Who
says.
is
So
that?
handsome.
Oh, yeah, Lone Ranger, dude. The movie
Oh.
all of us
He's
watched.
like a really good looking dude. He's a celebrity.
But
We all
his
saw it.
kid just sucking on his toe.
like going to
For
town.
7 minutes?
Yeah.
The kid
Instagram
loves it.
videos can't even be that long.
Instagram TV.
The text said it was for 7 minutes, but the video was not the full 7 minutes of toe hardcore toe sucking.
Hardcore toe, but it was a child
so
on Army
bothersome.
Hammer's feet.
Several problems with that.
Sucking on those little piggies.
I
You know,
like
in the
that.
second episode, in one of the episodes of The Boys, somebody gets their toe sucked.
I'm so glad I didn't watch more of that.
Have you guys ever had your toes sucked?
No.
I don't think so.
So there are things that are. I have areas of sensitivity that are so overwhelming. It's not quite like tickling, but it's close.
we didn't ask
no.
that question.
And I
That's
feel
not
like-
what he asked,
Like a
Lawrence.
clitoris?
You
Is that
could
what
have just
you're
said
talking
yes or
about?
no.
I mean,
My boy pussy sensitive.
basically, yeah. So essentially, like, there's things that are like stimulating, and the things that are too stimulating. And I think dipping my toes into somebody's mouth might
Have
be a
you
little too much.
ever done it?
Oh, I know what you mean by that. If something's like so,
Yeah.
it's ticklish.
Have you ever
Yeah.
done it though?
No.
Have you ever done
But I
it?
imagine
Have I
it'd
ever
be like
sucked
that.
someone's toe?
No. Getting your
No.
toes.
I don't know if that's happened or not because sometimes things happen.
I have never sucked.
like, I don't
Things
think.
just go. Yeah.
No, but have you ever
I'm
had
not
tangle?
sure.
Things end
never
up in
had
holes.
toes sucked?
I've never had my toes sucked. I think I would be doing the
It's
sucking if any toes were
awesome.
happening. You know.
It's great.
I've not had my.
It's great.
Well, I've
suck
not
or be
sucked a
sucked?
toe. I've definitely not. done
Both.
it.
But truthfully, you get nothing out of sucking a toe.
Are you sure?
I mean,
Why would
I
people
didn't, but
Toes are just dick feet.
it's fun.
Dicks
I
on
don't
your
think
goddamn-
I don't
They're
think
just
I have.
dicks with nails on them.
But getting your toe sucked is rad because your feet are erogenous zones.
I mean, I
right.
love a good foot massage. So.
There you go.
This is the kind of content you're looking forward to when Bruce strikes out on his own.
Twitch.tv
Twitch.tv/Bruce.
He'll have his feet out on every stream.
Toe sucking.
There'll be a foot cam.
Is foot fetishism against Twitch's TOS?
No.
Yes,
It
you are
is?
not allowed to show bare feet on Twitch unless
That's
it is
not true.
You are not unless it is like
That makes
within the
sense.
realms of like acceptable nature. If you're sitting there with just like
so
your
you can't be
yeah,
exploited.
flexing your
or
just
toes.
like, hey, I just don't know if you guys saw my new feet.
New pedicure,
My new-
and you're just like flexing your fisting your toes for an hour.
Wow.
Because there's some lads out there who enjoy that.
Oh, there's
Very
more
much
than
so.
there's
Lots
more
of
than some lads.
and also there are some ladies too.
it's the wave.
Wait, like looking at a man's feet?
yeah.
That I've never seen.
I mean, I have a WikiFeed page. I think.
Well, yeah.
I think most female creators have a wiki feet page.
Yeah, there aren't many photos of my feet though, because I wear sneakers all the time.
Well, that's what just makes it more tantalizing.
You're right.
that's
Leaving
not
a
the-
lot to the imagination.
Yeah, I know. You never show any skin.
Bust those piggies out. I want to see those tootsies.
Wow,
sticking
yeah,
with
they
me.
do try really hard. It's just
Try-
anything
what's
that
your
has a
pop
footprint.
pop a toe in my mouth?
What's
What's
your
I just tripped.
Rating.
Yeah, what's your rating?
Just slide across the floor. Oh,
Well, it's almost 5 stars.
Almost 5 stars. It should be 5 stars.
What do you lose
What's
points
wrong with you
for?
guys?
What do you lose points for? Because
Look
I'm
at
pretty
it.
sure they break it down.
It's if you look at the,
Like
there's just a little
symmetry.
bit of that star missing.
Oh, there is.
Yeah.
Oh, you have
Well, beautiful
nearly
feet.
perfect feet.
It doesn't tell me why.
I feel like they should quantify
It's
it.
so
like,
weird to me that they know my shoe size.
With that,
so they're right.
we are done with Dude Soup. Dude Soup is over. Thank
That's
you very
actually
much
helpful. If
for
I want to buy
watching.
shoes for somebody for their birthday, I can just
Go
go
to
to
Wiki.
Wiki.
8.5.
Nice job. Nice job. See you later, everybody.
Big fan of WikiFeed.
I mean, they have it's a machine churning out stuff.
Right.
They probably have 100 of those waiting to go out. They're not going to be like, we should re-examine all of our content. to make
Here's a
sure."
question: will Pingu TV lean into their racial leanings
Oh.
and then do other controversial videos, or maybe they'll release they'll see this and then they'll release a video